have been saying this for a while, but now there is a woman on Instagram who is accusing Saweetie of being a yacht girl. And for those of you who don't know what a yacht girl is, it's basically a girl who sells cookies, but she's not a Girl Scout.
The average chick with a BBL and a nice body and nothing else.
Yeah, I could just scan you know what I'm saying? I could just scan a player build. I could tell it's somebody we don't know about, you know what I'm saying? I told y'all, bro, them BBLs is not attractive. You too. Today we got Saweetie's Dubai secret just cost her everything. Now, I've been seeing a little bit in the news dealing with Saweetie. We about to check it out, you know what I'm saying? That's tough. Saweetie got exposed? Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Join the family. Suggest more videos in the comments below. Let's get it.
Blind Adams have been saying this for a while, but now there is a woman on Instagram who is accusing Saweetie of being a yacht girl. And for those of you who don't know what a yacht girl is, it's basically a girl who sells cookies, but she's not a Girl Scout.
You may not have heard of this young lady because I haven't either. Her name is Maybach May. If you look at her Instagram, it doesn't seem like she has a whole lot of stuff popping. She just looks like the average chick with a BBL and a nice body and nothing else.
Yeah, I could just scan you know what I'm saying? I could just scan a player build. I could tell it's somebody we don't know about, you know what I'm saying? I told y'all, bro, them BBLs is not attractive. I ain't gonna lie, some girls be rocking it, you know what I'm saying? But why y'all just can't keep it natural, bro? Why y'all gotta go touch y'all bodies, bro? Like, why? What be the point? Y'all can't just grind in the gym for about a good 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Just put in the work. Why y'all gotta go get the injections and
be seen there, right? But that's what you think. Just because somebody don't have a whole lot of followers, it don't mean that they're not important in the industry. And according to this chick, she's more important than we think. Fast forward. Maybach May is one of the largest madams in the industry. And what Maybach May does is she connects a lot of beautiful women to rich men.
She kind of look a lot. All right, let me chill. Let me relax. Relax, nigga. You horny as hell. All right.
All over the world. She's going to Dubai, Lagos, Europe. Wherever you think that the rich guys are at, wow, she has them in her system. And a lot of girls want to deal with Maybach May because she's the connection to all the guys with the money.
Damn.
And one of those ladies allegedly is Saweetie. Now, if you look at Saweetie's Instagram following, she got 12.4 million followers. Why would Saweetie be working with a lady that got 25,000 followers? Well, here's the story.
That's tough.
Fast forward. Maybach May had a connection with a guy by the name of Jadon Sancho. Now, he plays in the Premier European League. I think it's Manchester United. I'm not necessarily sure. But the guy makes a lot of money, like over $180,000 per week.
Damn, nigga.
And this dude is known for tricking on women. Like, he is known for spending a whole lot of money.
Y'all niggas, bro. Y'all niggas must be stopped. Y'all trick on anything, any player build, any personality. Y'all just be tricking just to trick. I get it, bro. You ain't tricking if you got it. But, nigga, yes, it's tricking. Stop walking around with that mentality. Because y'all niggas just be up in the bag for anything walking.
So basically what Maybach May did was say, listen, Saweetie, I got this dude and he's a younger guy. He's like 21. And you know, Saweetie is closer to being like 30. So look, this young dude, if you deal with him, he'll spend money on you. But here's what you got to do. You got to pay me my money and, you know, whatever else you get from him, you can keep. But as long as I get my cut, I'm cool.
He's right, you know.
Wow.
And here's a text message that's even explaining that. Here it says, what you doing? We should do a big bear trip with good friends, group, co-ed. Oh my God, it's so nice here. And even that's cold is 2 hours from LA. At the studio, girl, all my friends out of state. When bees run it up on Jadon, how much they doing in the weekend? Woo!
Damn.
Now, this is evidence, right? Fast forward! But here's what Saweetie did. She fell in love with Jadon, or got Jadon to fall in love with her.
Wow.
And so she ended up in a full relationship with Jadon Sancho.
Bro, she completely failed the task. First of all, y'all shouldn't have been plotting on that anyways. That go to show you how, bro, people do anything for money, bro. Watch who y'all laying up with. Watch who you dealing with, bro. Because when they know you got money, they do anything in their power to get it up out you, bro.
Jadon Sancho ended up getting, a tattoo of her, I think like on his neck or something like that.
Whoa.
And basically they got into a full-blown relationship and basically cut off Maybach May. And so this is the problem at Bay. Maybach May is saying, listen, you owe me money and you was out here dealing with the dude that I set you up with, and now you don't want to pay me? Let's go back to that first text message.
Wow.
She goes, Sancho, after you done paying and getting tattoos of a 304, you barely know. Run me my money. She hates her career, so you come right on time like the trick you are. I just want what y'all owe me. So obviously Jadon didn't pay her, and Saweetie must have told him not to pay. Now, what else? Cocaine, witchcraft, and liquor is one hell of a mix. Send me my bread home record.
Woo! So she fiending for the money. You know what I'm saying? She didn't expect that to happen. That's a crazy plot twist right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, bitch, you that hard up for $1? Damn, she was trying to plot, and the plot wound up flipping the...
Now, before I get into the rest of the screenshots, I kind of want to get into what Saweetie is kind of known for.
Saweetie is allegedly a yacht girl who makes far more money from yachting than she does from her music career. And according to this blind item, she allegedly has a substance abuse problem that is making her messy and causing her to lose yachting clients.
Yo.
And the blind item reads, this A-list Nepo baby, who's a rapper, singer, niece, cousin, and granddaughter of famous names, earns way more from yachting each week than from her actual music. But her substance habit has gotten out of control, and the messiness is driving clients away fast.
So Saweetie is known for being a yacht girl. So this is the girl who doesn't really advertise that they're selling cheeks, but they are selling cheeks. And again, this young lady already mentioned that Saweetie has a drug problem. And this other lady here is saying that, hey, Saweetie is out here clapping cheeks, and a lot of clients are tired of her and her drug issues. Whoa. And she's not the only person to mention this sort of freestyling idea.
You need to build your brand up so that you're not known as a 304, because what men really like, they like freestylers better, okay? They don't want a girl to be posting ads online and stuff. No, they want to feel like they just stumbled across a beautiful woman, and for this price, they could have access.
That's
so,
crazy. I would have never thought that's how she get down. But I mean, bro, the industry's so weird, bro. They got all type of stuff that be going on behind closed doors. We definitely don't be knowing about. You know what I'm saying? I know she started getting into like acting in a sense. I think she was voice acting and stuff like that. I know she was in the episode of that Scooby-Doo series called Velma. You know what I'm saying? I did see that, but like musically, I haven't really heard her too much. I know she was touring at one point though. Like she got a fan base who love her music, but damn, don't tell me this what you doing on the low. Hold on.
This lady has a good point. Like, people don't want you to be advertising your cheeks out there, but they want to know that you're down with the get down. And it gets even worse.
I'm not saying that her music is a cover-up. No, it's not a cover-up. She's an entertainer that goes along with it. So like a child actor grows up, then they're known for being a 304 all of a sudden, but not to regular people. As far as you guys know, they're just a singer, a dancer, an actor, a YouTuber, anything, an influencer. A lot of high-end 304s are actually influencers, and that's what builds your brand better. Why do you think I'm in so many people's YouTube videos? I'm on podcasts like Fresh and Fit. I'm in 20v1s with Kodak. It's all because it builds your persona, it builds your brand. So this way, when I say, hey, I want X amount, it makes sense because I'm an entertainer, I'm a celebrity.
Now, she's breaking down the whole playbook for influencers. If you look at somebody like Saweetie, she's always on like 20 versus 1 shows. She's always on like podcasts, the Fresh and Fit. Like she moves around.
Yeah, she do
and
move
you
around.
don't really see a whole lot of the better rappers doing that, like Cardi B. And to be honest, Cardi B, did mention that Saweetie was doing stuff like this. Remember that Saweetie was with Quavo? And then Saweetie ended up sleeping with Offset, which caused some tension between the whole Migos crew and all of that.
I ain't gonna lie. If that's true, bro, Offset, you down bad for even sleeping with her, gang. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all niggas don't have no self-control, gang. You know what I'm saying? Even though I know certain niggas be like, man, look, I ain't even tripping off that. You could have that. Hopefully a conversation was brought up between them two niggas, because that would have you looking at your partner, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, what the, nigga, that was my bit. You know what I'm saying? Now, I ain't gonna lie. Me personally, if that was my partner girl, I'm not, honestly, if a girl had ties to my partner, I'm not even about to mess with her, because I know how that is. You know what I'm saying? I know niggas gonna feel some type of way, even though they gonna be like, man, I ain't tripping, but nigga low-key gonna feel some type of way.
Like, I mean, Saweetie just is down bad for real. Like, just down bad as hell. But check this out.
I have said it before, and I get crucified for it. People get so mad every single time I bring it up. But your favorite musicians are not very wealthy. Like, there's no money to be made in the music industry. A lot of them are broke. Some of the influencers on this app make more money than your favorite musicians. And the reason why, it's not just because, I think especially this applies, especially like in hip hop, it's not just because they don't get paid that much. It's also because they get paid a decent amount. It's because their lifestyle is extremely expensive. Like, if you are in hip hop, part of being in hip hop is that you have to look rich. You have to pretend to be ultra wealthy. And living outside of your means is very expensive. It's not just like having a fancy house and owning cars, right? It's also like having a glam team all the time, having an agent, having a manager, having a social media person. All of that is very, very expensive. In your mind, you thought Saweetie was affording all of that off of her music career when she's been in the game 10 years and has still not put out a debut album?
Now, this young lady mentioned something similar about your favorite influencers being broke. Now, for me, I'm looking at 12.4 million followers. I'm like, damn, she must be.
I ain't gonna lie. That's how the industry gets you, though. That's how they make it seem like these people be living their best life. You know what I'm saying? Through the followers, through the, like she said, the glam team, the appeal to look rich. You know what I'm saying? When in reality, these people be struggling financially and mentally at times. You know what I'm saying? Now they well off enough to like live a solid lifestyle where they don't have to worry, but at the same time it's like it come with a lot because they gotta fulfill this appeal to the world. Like, they got it, you know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like, well, most musicians, I'm not a musician, but if I was, I probably would just stay independent, honestly, because it's too much that come with the industry. It's too many flaws. You know what I'm saying? I know the industry, it helps you big time because it's a big push, but it's too many sacrifices behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? I'm not selling my soul for no music, gang, for nothing. I'm not selling my soul, period. Content-wise, none of that. But, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, people just don't be caring, bro. Nigga hit money and just say fuck it.
Good, but if you look at her lifestyle, she got to keep up that image, right? Like, that's how she got popular. Now, this is something that's interesting because somebody like me, as a YouTuber or a down bad influencer, like, I got, popular because of my commentary. Nobody follows me because I need to be extravagant or opulent or fashion based. And this is why a lot of YouTubers end up having more money than influencers, right? Because people tend to watch us for us, and we don't have a pressure of trying to be, black.
That's why content creators gonna always have that higher reach than rappers and musicians, because we don't have to, we authentically ourselves. Now, of course, we clip form, we act out a character at times, but for the most part, we 100% ourselves, minus the people who, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know they got people who in the content world who be wilding, you know what I'm saying? But like, that's why people gravitate to YouTubers and streamers and stuff, because the authenticity, you know what I'm saying? Just being ourselves on camera. Like, we don't gotta answer to no industry that's forcing us to be something we not, you know what I'm saying?
Or living a big lifestyle. That's the same thing with athletes. They don't have to actually live a rich lifestyle to be rich. Like, Kawhi Leonard is a good example of that. Yeah, but if you come in the game and you're a hot chick like Saweetie, you have a lifestyle, and if the money isn't coming in because the music industry doesn't pay it, you got to get that money somehow, all right? And so, and then also she's never had a debut album, so you're not making money from music. So what are you making money from? But wait, there's more.
If you are ever trying to pocket watch your favorite celebrity and they're a musician specifically, right, you're trying to figure out if they're broke or not, all you have to do is check to see their endorsement deals, right? The more endorsement deals they have, the more paid they are. If you have a favorite celebrity, I'm not going to say no names, there's one in particular I'm thinking of, and they haven't had an endorsement deal in years, they're probably broke. Now I'm going to leave that at that. Unless they own businesses and companies that are kept on the hush, 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 they're probably broke.
So this is an important distinction. Again, like if you look at somebody and the brand deals that they have, this would indicate how much money they actually make. Now, this is something that we saw with Will Smith. Once Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, he lost a lot of brand deals. Okay. And so this hurt him financially. Now, you already know his lifestyle is really up there. It's expensive. But to lose brand deals, which, I mean, again, I would assume that Saweetie has a lot of brand deals, or maybe she doesn't. But if you don't have those brand deals, and those brand deals pay a lot of money, it's kind of how you make cash in the industry. And so if you somehow lose that, you lose it all. Okay, and this is kind of what's happening with Saweetie. She doesn't really have brand deals. Okay, so if you don't have brand deals, you're not a podcaster, you're not really working a lot. You got to make that money because this industry for music is not really there. And, YouTubing is there, but YouTubing is hard. People can say, well, why don't you start a podcast? A lot of people have podcasts. It's still hard. It's not easy, doing this work every day. So, the quickest way to do that is, if you were going to sleep with somebody anyway, it was to go head on and basically pay to get the cheeks clapped. And it goes back to what the Manosphere guys have always taught, that certain ladies are always for sale. It doesn't matter. Like a lot of girls, you know what? Let me just say this. Fast forward. I know so many ladies who are IG influencers, especially in this part of the world. And again, they're like yacht girls. They out here, living it up. They may have a few brand deals, but trust me, like they can barely pay their rent. They can barely pay for electricity. They need hair, they need makeup. They constantly have to live in that lifestyle, going to dinner, going to 4 Points. That might be going to dinner, going to hotels, things like that. It costs money to keep playing like that, being out.
And it be these expensive ass lifestyles they be trying to live too. You know what I'm saying? They prioritize all this materialistic stuff. So that's why a lot of times they be losing out on a lot of money too. You know what I'm saying? Just spending all this money on all these fancy cars, fancy clothes. You know what I'm saying? Just blowing money. You know what I'm saying? Because they know they could get it back due to, the dirty deeds they doing behind closed doors. But this is crazy, sweetie. If this true, this is crazy.
And when you popping bottles, you buying Don Julio in the club, somebody gotta pay for that. And somebody gotta pay for their food every day. You get chicks that look so good and they're begging for KFC, like literally begging for KFC. You would never think that a chick that has a big following on TikTok or Instagram is that broke, but so many chicks don't really have money like that. And this is why, like, dudes who are consistent and they may have a good business, you would have a shot. Like, literally, if you were willing to pay, you would have a shot at these cheeks. I'm just being real. You would be able to go head on and get that clapping off. You might not think so, but oh, yes, it happens a lot. So, guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea.
O'Shea, man. But that's crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not paying nothing. I don't care who you is. I don't care about status. None of that. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't my girl, I'm not giving you sheesh. And in general, I'm not paying for no coochie, bro. I'm sorry. I'm not paying for no coochie. Y'all can have that, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I'm saving my money. It's hard out here. But make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, join the family. FSD out.